Hi everybody, my name is Mihai John. I'm an engineer with international experience and I work in many countries. What I've seen here instead, for the first time in my life, I've been baffled. I've been called to one Marks and Spencer store. The store complained it is too cold. So one of our technicians been there about 6 times. A good HVAC engineer, but it was a maintenance and service engineer. So once I've been there, I had a look to the refrigeration equipment which have a heat recovery system on the top. I didn't know if the heat recovery system would be backed up by a boiler or if it's a HVAC system combined with a heat recovery system, because if you have to recover something, first you have to have it. Just like money in a bank. You can't get more than you have. So if you look to the fridge, it is what you will see in this picture. The top ones, they're the heat recovery heat exchanger, which will bring back the heat in a store, if the store had some heat. And the blue ones are the refrigeration heat exchangers, which keep the product cold. So I had a look into it, and after I figured out how the system works, I went on the roof. What you'll see surrounded by the yellow circle, it is a heat recovery system, and on the right hand side there's the condenser. Sometimes you don't want to recover the heat because the store is too hot, and then you will dump the heat out through that condenser. What you will see, the red arrows, they are the heat from the store, which is sucked by the product, because the product absorbs the heat from the store in it, and then the heat from the product, it is absorbed by the cooling heat exchanger. So I went on the roof and I opened the plant. As you will see there, you have 3 heat exchangers. They will be not necessary to be 3, but let's put it this way. First one, it is the water which circulates to heat the heat exchanger in the store, the red one. The second one, it is another heat exchanger which heat the refrigerant 410A. And the third one, it is the heat exchanger which goes straight into this carbon dioxide subcritical system, which is used as a liquid to cool down the heat exchanger which cools the product. So the heat comes from the top and it comes out from the bottom, the recovered heat. So as I said before, if you want to recover some heat, first you have to have a heat source to heat the store. The heat recovering system, it is not a heating system. So if you look, we have a heat exchanger 410A, which is water and refrigerant. The second one, it's 410A to 404. Now if you look, if you have a very hot summer, the heat exchanger is not working because the store, it is already hot. So outside is very hot and the store is naturally heated because outside it's very hot weather. Under such condition, the condenser will eliminate the heat absorbed. You see we have some orange arrows. That's the heat absorbed by the product and then by the heat exchanger, the cooling heat exchanger inside the fridge. And then the heat is given up by the condenser. You see on the right hand side some yellow arrow. So the condenser will give up the heat. But it is all great then, because you don't need to heat the store. In the winter instead, the situation changes dramatically. As you'll see surrounded by a black circle, the heat pump starts. And as you'll see, it is not an AA water heat source or AA heat source. The water is heated by the 410A, but then the 410A refrigerant tried to take energy from the 404A. The problem is the 404A, it works on a duty which is demanded by the product. If the product is cold enough, there won't be duty on 404A. But because the store is very cold, the 410A is forcing. Dropping the refrigeration capability so badly then the 404A does not have the capability to cool the CO2 anymore. Then the pressure in the CO2 will raise to the sky and will blow up. And that happened about, I think, 5, 6, 7 times. So my manager blamed the HVAC engineer, but this is a combined system, a refrigeration with a heat recovery, and not supposed to have compressors, because 404 should give as much as he can, not to be ripped off by the 410A. So I told the manager to go and to sell McDonald's before insulting my colleagues. And M&S should employ good technicians. That's all. See you. Bye.